Welcome to The Center, your DC Sports Weekly Review. Here's your host, Ben Simon.
Hello, DC sports fans. Welcome back to The Center. Let's get started. The Wizards are supposedly looking into signing former MVP Derrick Rose, who was most recently on Cleveland Cavaliers' that failed experiment. But just a few short years ago, 8 years ago in 2010, 2011, he was the MVP. And in case you did not know, he was really awesome. Look at those ups. Oh my goodness. Let's get some more. Crossover, fly. Oh my gosh. And yes, the reverse. Oh, that is so pretty. DeAndre, your thoughts? Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty darn nice. All right, let's get full screen for this buzzer beater that he had in the playoffs. Ticking seconds against Cleveland in Chicago. Bang! Buzzer beater, overtime, and he is a cold-blooded dude. Look at that reaction. Nothing. No. We're also looking into former three-point specialist Marco Bellinelli, who really loves his anatomy. As you can see there, playing in Game 7 against Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn was actually in a playoff series a while ago. Did you know that? He was part of the three-point contest where he airballed once. I mean, come on, it's okay. We've all been there. I would have probably done it too. No worries. We'd be happy to have a three-point specialist such as Marco. Past schedule for the Wizards. The Wizards won the games they should have and lost the games that were the challenges. We lost the two big games of the week. The first one was at Philadelphia, where Joel Embiid had 27 points and 12 rebounds. And then we played Boston at home, and in the closing seconds, let's widescreen this, let's full screen it. Markieff Morris fouls Kyrie Irving when we're up 3 in the final seconds. Just absolutely disastrous. What are you doing? You blew it, bro. Come on. Then the dagger step back 3 from Jaylen Brown really sealed it. Puts the move on Satoransky, and there it is. So the Wizards fell to the Boston Celtics, who are now in second place. Of course, and speaking of Satoransky, he has been so great. Last night in Chicago, he had a career high 25 points off 5 for 6 three-point attempts. And that led, keep the full screen here, for this to come up on the internet, where Satoransky is at the Last Supper. He's just feeding the Wizards, feeding them the great offense. Now that we've lost a couple games, maybe we can temper down the Last Supper references, but still, very nice. Whoever made that, congratulations to you. Upcoming schedule for the Wizards, 4 games, including at Madison Square Garden and at Cleveland. And Cleveland, of course, just went over that whole makeover where they sent out 6 players and a draft pick, and they brought in 4 players. So it'll be interesting to see how we perform there. As far as standings, Wizards are in 4th place. Raptors are now on top. The Wizards are a game back of Cleveland and a half game over the Bucks. The Washington Capitals had a fine week, winning 2 games and losing 1 of them, and they'll play Detroit later today. The big news for the Caps was giving Lars Eller a 5-year contract extension at the current salary cap hit that he has now, $3.5 million annually. So it just seems like maybe Lars was like, that $3.5 million salary you're giving me? Bartender, can I get 5 more of those, please? Just right here. Thank you. Lars has been playing well. 15 minutes about playing time. He's been our 3rd center. He's been in the penalty killing unit, and he's in our 2nd power play unit as well. But Lars, don't you think maybe you could have gotten a little bit more than $3.5 million? Maybe held out a little bit more? You're probably right. The Washington Post says that the Caps aren't scoring first that often. Peter Bondra had his 50th birthday. Happy birthday to him. And coming up is the start of a 4-game road trip. 6 out of the next 8 games for the Caps are away from Capital One. The Caps are still on top of the Metropolitan Division, and it has been that way for a while. Now for DC United, a special segment. We have former star of the QO soccer team, an avid DC United fan since their inception back in '96, Ben Groger. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey Ben, thanks for having me.
So Ben, some roster additions have happened for DC United over the offseason. Tell us about those.
Yeah, we just picked up a very promising young Argentinian winger named Yamil Assad. We traded with Atlanta United to get him. Uh, he is he had 7 goals, 10 assists last season, and I think that he has potential to do really well in DC United's system. And also, we're just rounding off the roster with a couple depth pieces, but I don't anticipate any other major moves until the summer.
The preseason has been underway, Ben. We played a Swedish team?
Yes, we did. This is actually not the first time we've played them. Malmo, we um, we did lose to them, but it was the first game of our preseason. They are wrapping up their preseason, so they're a little ahead of us in terms of fitness and um, just general playing. So
As far as upcoming schedule, there are some special games on the horizon. What are those?
yeah, so on March 17th, we're going to be playing the Houston Dynamo at the Germantown Soccerplex, which that should be really cool. And then also in April 14th, we play the Columbus Crew at Navy Football Stadium. So that should be really fun.
Wow, that is pretty cool to have it so close to home. And speaking
Yeah.
of close to home, a new stadium is about to happen this season. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Audi Field?
I am just thrilled. It's going to be just such a great time. First of all, the first game at Audi Field is July 14th against the Vancouver Whitecaps. And I'm counting down the days till that. The stadium is going to be 20,000 seats right near Nats Park. Should be very easy to get there, metro accessible. So it's going to be a great, great season.
Nice and snug and full of energy, I'm sure. That is Ben Groger. Ben, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Ben.
And of course, we would be remiss without talking about the Olympics, where the DMV is represented. Some quick context, though. My family moved to Rockville, Maryland when I was 10 years old. Then I moved to Reston, Virginia for my full-time job. Well, Mame Baini moved to Rockville, Maryland when she was 5, and she attends South Lakes High School in Reston, Virginia. So pretty much, did we just become best friends? Yep, yes we did. She's like my spirit Olympian, rooting hard for her. And this is the first time that the USA has had an African-American speed skater, so good on her, fantastic. Other DMV representatives include Garrett Rowe of Vienna, Virginia, Thomas Hong of Columbia, Maryland, and Alana Myers-Taylor, who went to George Washington University. And now that Olympic song, that Olympic theme song that's so epic. There are a lot of things you can do with this theme song. Let's DJ, play that. Yep. Get it going? Okay. So you can watch sports in slow motion, like if you're getting ready for a pole vault. Yeah, so graceful. You could be waiting to get a test back from a teacher. This song is playing, you know you're gonna get a good grade. And also you could watch majestic animals. And also, if you're freestyling a rap battling against somebody and this song comes on once you're done, I mean, you've got it made. Let's full screen this. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is one of my favorite GIFs of all time. It's gotta be up there on the Mount Rushmore of GIFs, in my opinion. No doubt about it. The Washington Nationals had some news as Rowdy Reed, 24 years old in our AA affiliate, who made his major league debut last year. He's one of our catchers. He was suspended 80 games for performance-enhancing drugs. He's the first player ever on the Washington Nationals 40-man roster to test positive for a PED since 2005. He swears that he didn't do it, as he's been tested dozens of times over the past 7 years. GM Mike Rizzo was even saying that, look, before this, he would have been part of the backup catcher depth behind Matt Wieters. So, moral of the story, kids, listen to Mac Miller. Well, actually, he's not the greatest role model, but he's dating Ariana Grande, so he must be doing something right. Well, in case anybody missed the entire show and wants a quick review, let's give it to you. DJ, let's hit it. The episode's ending, yeah, we gotta close. Started the show off with Derrick Rose, former MVP with the knee injuries. Ligaments like spaghetti, look like Bellinelli. Snapchat update makes my eyes bleed. Wiz got dunked on by Embiid. I throw like Bob Feller, I ain't a fortune teller, but I hope to get paid just like Lars Eller. D&D at Olympics taking over. Talked United with Ben Grover. Well, it's way past my nap curfew from the center of DC Sports. We thank you.